and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that old outlaw, that cagey outlaw to the north, old Waylon Jennings. And another good week this week. Not the biggest week ever, though, for weekly purchases, which is just fine with me and my wallet. There's no doubt about it. But a mixed bag of stuff that we found this week out on the hunt. And, of course, I was at the Kane County Toy Show. We'll talk about that here in a second. And I will show some of the stuff I did pick up at that show this week. But let's start it off with a little housekeeping, as we always do. We got question of the week as well. And then in the back half, we'll get to the weekly purchases. But as you guys know, we're in the month of October, dangerously close to October being over. It is the Halloween season this week. Halloween right around the corner. Hopefully everybody's prepared and ready for that. Get your candy ready, as they do say. But the giveaway this month for the Patreon is Andre the Giant Ultimate Edition. Check out the Patreon link in the description below. Best way to support the channel, all the content it does bring. You get all kinds of early access to videos, pizza reviews, Q&As, dog stuff, you name it. All over the old Patreon channel, but also a monthly giveaway opportunity. Andre the Giant, the giveaway opportunity for the month of October. And November right around the corner. November giveaway going to be Batman as Santa Claus, the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive gold label edition. Perfect for a November giveaway. You'll have it in hand by December. You can display it with your Christmas stuff. There it is. Old Batman will be the giveaway in the month of November. So how about that right there? Then we're going to do a little housekeeping. What went on in the two YouTube channels? Make sure you subscribe to both YouTube channels, as I always say. We're growing that other channel. That other channel is also going to have streams here very, very soon. And maybe a couple other surprises, some weekly content going forward. Working very, very hard. As you guys can tell, my voice is a little hoarse. Got a little sick this week. I was out on the road at Kane County for a couple of days. I was down in southern Illinois, middle Illinois, we'll call it, and kissing hands or kissing people, shaking hands, babies, all, you know, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I'm on NyQuil. I'm on Dayquil, actually, is what I've been chugging. Dayquil is what I've been doing. But yeah, shaking a lot of hands, kissing a lot of babies while I was down there. So I'm sure I probably got a little sick, but I got a little bit of a sore throat, a little bit of a cold, but I'm hanging in there. My voice is a little, not as strong as I would like it to be, but I power through. I never give up. There's always time. You can always do it. You can always make time for whatever you want to in life. There it is. Pro tip today. But what happened this week on the channel? Well, we continued unboxing Mattel Elites. We did the Royal Rumble a week ago, started Elite 105, got through Elite 105 this week on the channel. So check out all those. A lot of heavy hitters with Scott Steiner and Dominic Mysterio in that line as well. We also unboxed the brand new Seth Rollins Top Picks. I also found that Seth Rollins Top Picks out at retail this week. Yes, retail at Scheels. Do you have a Scheels near you? I'm not sure, but it's a sporting goods store. They had Seth Rollins Top Picks and Elites there. So if you're looking for another spot to look for Elites, Scheels apparently is the place to be, so check that out. But we did unbox that Seth Rollins on the channel this week. We did our weekly Classic Superstars video for well over 3 years now. Every single Tuesday, a new Classic Superstars video. And we got over a year plus of those on Patreon right now for the next year. So I'm way ahead on videos. No rest for the wicked, as I always do say. We also got Papa Shango top 5 this week. I figured I had a Becky Lynch top 5 all ready to go, and then I said, wait a minute, this is technically going to be the Halloween edition. I better do something somewhat spooky. So I did decide to do Papa Shango top 5. So Papa Shango top 5 in celebration for Halloween. Check that one out. Becky Lynch will be next week's top 5, so stay tuned for that as well. A lot of toy hunts going on. Of course, we had our regular toy hunt this week. The trip to the Kane County Toy Show. It's about a 5-hour drive to and from, so hitting stores along the way. There was a video out of that. And then 2 separate videos at the Kane County Toy Show. Quite the show. It's a once-in-a-lifetime show. If you're not from the Chicago area, I recommend trying to go there at least one time to see it. There's like 8 buildings worth of stuff. It's a full-day event. I always go for about 3 hours or so. I really should probably stay. What I should do is do everything once and then do a quick walkthrough one more time, because I always forget something and I always probably miss something as well. but it is a banner one. And like I said, we'll talk about some of the purchases, but I did do 2 videos from Kane County Toy Show this week. So check out those. You can get a little piece of the action if you want to. I will actually be going to another toy show tomorrow, so I'll have a video on that as well. Not sure what YouTube channel it's going up. Of course, the other YouTube channel has a toy hunt every single week as well. So make sure you subscribe to both. There's a lot of content to go, a lot of toy hunts, and they're on both channels. So make sure you subscribe once again. But the toy hunt was fierce this week, no doubt about it. Also, I'm back, unboxed the Figure Obscura Mask of the Red Death this week on the channel. A few other spooky unboxings coming the next couple of days. My dad will join me for some videos as well. My dad joined us this week for a Dracula unboxing of Universal Monster Dracula. Check that video out. More of those to come between me and my dad before Halloween is up. We also unboxed G.I. Joe Classified Tripwire, the deluxe one. A mixed bag. That's what I'm calling that one. I'm calling it a mixed bag. We also unboxed stuff on the other channel as well, as we mentioned. Jay Garrick, Impulse, and The Flash, DC McFarlane. We unboxed the Halloween Wookiee. Oh, perfect for the Halloween season. Top 5 this week over on the second YouTube channel. Top 5 nostalgic toy stores for me. Everybody has their own. A lot of people say, Kyle, well, why didn't Hills make your list? Why didn't Ames make your list? And stuff like that. Well, they're not in my area. I'm from the Midwest. They didn't have those stores there. And my grandparents and my parents weren't going to take me thousands of miles to a store like that when we had Children's Palace, Pomida, Alco, I should say, Ben Franklin's, Places, Venture, Walmart, Target, Toys R Us around us. So very interesting though, very nostalgic is what that one was. Hence the title of the video. Talked about it. We did do a toy hunt on that channel this week as well. Check that video out. The next 2 weeks on the other channel will be my Springfield, Illinois, Jacksonville, Illinois hunts. So you get 2 weeks of content out of that on the second channel. So stay tuned for that. Even a guest appearance by Abraham Lincoln. Yes, it's true. Good old Honest Abe visited me on the channel. Stay tuned for that as well. And then we did our Turtle Tuesday. We did Raphael Super 7 Ultimate Edition, Raphael unboxing on Tuesday on the second channel. So no stranger to content, even more content on the Patreon, as I always do say. So a lot of stuff going on the channel. Appreciate everybody that's following along, watching along. But now we got to turn our attention to the question of the week. All right, it's time for the question of the week, and this week's question comes from RJ Toy Buzz 4119. And if you want to be the question of the week, leave me a question in the comments down below. But the question of the week this week: Halloween has horror movies, Christmas has a ton. If I had to pick a movie for Thanksgiving, what one? And I heard Eli Roth Thanksgiving's coming out soon, but I might see that one. But clear, easy answer for me, as it was a tradition for about 20 years of my life. Every single Thanksgiving, I watched this DVD in the comfort of my own home. And it did stop during COVID. I need to get back on the horse here, but one of the greatest concert films of all time, it is the band's The Last Waltz. And if you've never seen The Last Waltz, it's a Martin Scorsese film, an all-timer. The band, possibly the most underrated band of all time. I love the band. Robbie Robertson, Garth Hudson, Levon Helm, Rick Danko. We go on for days. We go on for days for the love of the band. Of course, they played with Ronnie Hawkins early on. Then, of course, they were Bob Dylan's backing band. Went on to the road of their own successful career. Even if you're saying, Kyle, I don't know the band, if you heard their greatest hits, you would know a lot of their songs. Just one of the greatest bands of all time. No pun intended. But I absolutely love the band. Absolutely love The Last Waltz, and like I said, it was a Thanksgiving tradition. It was filmed during Thanksgiving back in the 70s. Just a very cool thing to see once a year. I would put that bad boy on. And like I said, ever since COVID hit, for whatever reason, I stopped watching it. Need to get back on the horse. An all-time great concert film. Definitely highly recommended. Check that one out. And that's the question and answer of the week. And like I said, you want to be question of the week, put in the comments down below of this very video. But now, let's get down to it. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. All right, let's get down to business. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. Let's go through everything. We'll save the Kane County Toy Store. All right, let's get down to business with weekly purchases. Only one round of weekly purchases this week, so not the biggest week ever, and like I said, that's okay every once in a while, but we'll save all the Kane County Toy Show purchases for the end of the video. But we'll go through all the regular release stuff that came through the door this week, and we're starting it off hot via GameStop. I got 2 of these. It is the Ultimate Warrior GameStop Hall of Fame Funko Pop. I'm not a big pop guy, but you put an Ultimate Warrior Pop out there, I'm picking this one up. So I had to get 2 of these. I think I'll unbox one, and then I'll have one just regular sitting around, I guess. Is there such thing as a Funko Pop unboxing video? I don't know. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. see what happens. But speaking of GameStop, I was in, I think, Jacksonville, Illinois, or Springfield, Illinois. One of those two. I was at a GameStop, and I had my $5 reward card, or my monthly $5 card, and I picked up this version of Superman from the Batman 66 line. So, playing the long game on these, got to get a deal. There is a Joker one, of course, and then there's the Robin and Batman I don't need. Those are re-releases, but I'll be picking these up, as I usually do. Got to get a deal on them, though, as you guys do know. And then you guys saw maybe on one of the toy hunts. It gets confusing with all these channels and all these toy hunts the last couple of weeks. But I heard about this one, and I said, oh man, I need to get this. And the first Target store I went to, bam, what did I find? Hawkman, just chilling on the shelves. The Chase edition of Hawkman. Now, this is my Hawkman. When I close my eyes, like I do many a night, and I think of Hawkman, this is what I think of. So very happy that McFarlane made this, and very happy the first store I went to actually had this on the shelf. Here for that all day long. I'm here for that. Shout out to good brother, good friend of the channel, old Jeff George. Jeff gave me the hot tip, said, hey, this is up for pre-order or up for sale, shipping out right now. It is old sexy Lexi himself, Lexington from the Gargoyles. Only one I was missing, so now I'm complete on the Gargoyles collection. Probably start doing some Gargoyle unboxings on the other YouTube channel. Eventually here in the next couple of weeks, we'll do one a week, something like that. Lexington through the door, and then of course this week I did find him at Walmart in my area, so kind of the way it goes from time to time, as we do know. Hits keep on coming, we move on. I do get the Super 7 exclusive, Super 7 Ultimate Edition, Super 7 Store exclusive Ghost Jaga. We did unbox this on the channel already, but this did come through the door this week. Looking good, old Ghost Jaga, of course. Got this in the mail via Epic Toys. Look at that. Greg the Hammer, the Valentine. Things are coming up Greg Valentine lately. We did get the old school retro style figure of Greg Valentine. Can't wait to dive in on this. Have to compare it to the Mattel one, no doubt about it. But it's the year of the Hammer Greg Valentine, as we can see right there. DC Multiverse continues on. I got the gold label in the mail. Old Supergirl, how about that? When I think of Supergirl, that's kind of what I think of there. So we'll unbox this on the channel as well. Gold label edition. Looking good, old Supergirl. And the hits aren't over yet. The hits are not over yet. We did get this one through the mail this week. How about this one? Or through the mail or in the store. We did get Ross. Ross Dress for Less. Oh, shout out to Ross. $9.99 at Ross. They also have the Viper 3-pack apparently for $14.99. I wouldn't be against picking up one of those if I found one, but I had to pick up this one for $9.99. I couldn't leave it, but I couldn't buy the 4 that were there. I said one is going to be good enough for me. That's exactly what I did. And then the hits keep on coming. Hasbro Pulse, this Hasbro PulseCon exclusive, easy for me to say. Extensive Enterprises Crimson Strike Team exclusive box set. We unboxed this on the channel this week as well. Check out that video if you did miss it. And then hot off the truck today, as I'm filming, I just got done unboxing this one here. It is my old boy Chuckles. Got the Chuckles exclusive through the door this week as well. So shout out to old Chuckles. Shout out to the Hasbro team for all the G.I. Joe stuff we've had lately. It's been G.I. Joe overload, which is not a bad thing. We had Buzzer last week. It really feels like about every week there's a new G.I. Joe toy. And man, I am here for that all day long. So there it is. I'm looking around. That's all the regular stuff this week, which is more than enough, but I did pick up a few things at the Kane County Toy Show. A lot of people say, Kyle, you go to this toy show, you probably just go crazy. I really don't. I enjoy seeing stuff. I enjoy seeing the prices, enjoy seeing stuff I have, enjoy seeing stuff I don't have, but I usually don't buy a ton of stuff at these toy shows, but I did pick up a few things, and of course, on the way to the toy show, I had to stop at some Walmarts and some stuff. I did pick up an extra one of these. I had that extra Ramen Toys head. I wanted to display both looks, so I got this one to put on there, so I did pick that one up this week. I also picked up an extra Cody Rhodes Elite 101. Good friend of the channel, Cody Rhodes. I thought I might need this for something. We'll see what happens with that, so I picked that up just to have. Now I'm going to get into my toy purchases from the show. First off, I did buy a bunch of these. Always save shipping because they always have a booth at the show, but it is the MOC Masters. I do use these cases for my He-Man and my WWE Superstar collection. I bought like 25 of these cases. I always have to load up when I'm at the toy show, and of course that toy show is 3 times a year. I usually go to 2 of them usually, so I had to load up, and that's exactly what I did. So I picked up 25 of those from the MOC Masters booth. I'll save the biggest purchase for last. I did do a little bundling with good friend of the channel, David C. Anderson. He bought a few things, and I said, I need this. Let's bundle them all together. So I got this for $30. I've been wanting an extra Kamala in my collection because I want to display him, of course, his time in the WWF, but I also wanted to put him with the Dungeon of Doom on a shelf. So now I needed another one. I said, what the heck, I'll buy this. It's a little beat up, a little dinged up. We'll probably do an unboxing. We'll do a throwback unboxing video of this Kamala on the channel, so look for that in the near future, maybe sometime in the next couple of months. We'll see what happens there, but Kamala through the door this week. I also picked up a Chase edition. This one has been eluding me. Usually I find pretty much everything on the store shelves. I never did come across this Mr. Freeze Chase edition, so I had to pick it up. I got it for $40 at the King County Toy Show. Not terrible at all, so I did pick that one up. And then the last thing I picked up, I'm looking around, there's one thing left, and I didn't need this in my collection. And if you guys saw the King County Toy Show video, this table was really interesting. You could tell this guy was a toy collector, or a toy seller more like it, but you could tell wrestling wasn't his forte because his pricing was all over the place. There was like a 2-pack battle pack of John Cena and R-Truth for like $150. There was one of John Cena and Daniel Bryan for $100. But then he'd have some elites for like $20 and weird pricing and stuff like that. Well, I did pick this one up because it was such a good deal at $50. I did pick up a Shad Gaspard Elite. He only wanted $40 for it. I said, do I get this? Do I not? I don't really need it. I almost pulled the trigger. I did not. Went back about 10 minutes later. Everything was pretty much sold out, the cheap stuff. But I did get one thing off that table. It was Elite Series 7, I believe. Yep, Series 7. Shawn Michaels, an all-timer in the figure department, especially with those glow sticks, always lost. $50 for this one. $50. I said, for $50, I just feel like I cannot leave this figure. So I picked it up. Not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it. I might leave it in my collection. I might sell it. Who knows? I think this thing sells for well over $100. It would be a nice way to fund some of these other purchases, of course. But sometimes you see a deal at a toy store or a toy show like this, you just can't pass it up, even if you don't really need it at the time. But we'll see what happens. It does display very nicely. I might just keep this in my collection. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll start an on-card Mattel Elite set. Should I get every Mattel Elite on card? I might have to build another house to display all that and maybe add on to it as it keeps going, as it's not over yet. But very, very fun to find that, and a very fun King County Toy Show. I will say, some of the thought process behind that show, I really felt prices have really come down just from the last show I was at in April, March, whatever it was, what is time, 2023. That tells you prices have really dropped down on some stuff. Some stuff had really dropped in price, so that's either good or bad. It's great if you're a buyer, it's bad if you're a seller out there, so that was one thing I really did notice. I also noticed a rise of LJN figures, and of course you had beater LJN wrestling figures, but there was a lot of really good condition LJN figures I saw at the toy show, so I was a little bit surprised by the amount of LJNs out there this go around. Besides that, it was a packed show. It seemed like everybody was there. It felt like a busier show than the last one I was at in the spring, so that's always a good sign. So I don't know. It's always fun to kind of take the temperature of the room and see where the collectible business is at right now. It really feels like we're down, especially coming off COVID a couple years ago at the height of collectibles. But it's an interesting time, there's no doubt, but there are still deals to be had out there. So if you're going to a local toy show, like I am tomorrow as I'm filming this, there's a toy show around my house. I'm going to check that one out. Of course, I'll be filming that along the way, so stay tuned for that video in the very near future. So there it is. That's it. That's weekly purchases. That's all we had this week, and that's all right by me, like I said. So let me know in the comments what you picked up this week. What was your weekly purchases? Let me know your question of the week down in the comments. And of course, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and the other YouTube channel. Of course, don't forget about the Patreon, your best way to support this YouTube channel with all the extra bonus content and stuff like that as well. You can also support the channel over there at ProWrestlingTees.com. Don't forget about social media, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram and on Threads. So you know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm strutting and strolling my way into another work week, including Happy Halloween.